SVG-TV News headlines, sponsored in part by Flo.
In the headlines, Government Minister tells local and regional tourism stakeholders that urgent adaptation measures must be taken to combat climate change, which threatens the survival of the tourism industry region-wide. Jamaica turns to Cuba to ease nurse shortage. Italy's Conte secures backing to form new coalition government. And in sports, West Indies bowling coach hoping for consistency as the regional side aims to level two-match series against India. These and other stories coming up in SVG-TV's Evening News and Sports.
That was the news headline, sponsored in part by Flo.
Good evening and welcome to SVG-TV News and Sports for Thursday, August 29, 2019. I am Rochelle Batiste with the details. Climate change and its impact is a serious threat to the existence of SVG's tourism industry and across the region. This was pointed out to local and regional tourism stakeholders on day 2 of the CTO Conference on Sustainable Tourism at the Beachcombers Hotel, where member countries have been urged to take immediate measures to combat climate change. SVG-TV's Bavin Oliver tells us more in this report.
Across the region to implement measures to adapt to the impacts of climate change if their tourism product and the industry on a whole is to continue to exist. So said Minister of Finance and Economic Planning Camilo Gonzalez during his presentation on day 2 of the Caribbean Tourism Organization Conference on Sustainable Tourism at the Beachcombers Hotel today. Minister Gonzalez said climate change is one factor which must be examined thoroughly as its impacts can severely damage or destroy the entire sector. The Economic Planning Minister highlighted some scientific findings which paint a bleak future due to climate change impacts and sea level rise.
And the erosion to coastal beach areas after a 1 meter sea rise can affect 307 resorts if you include Haiti, CARICOM including Haiti. 307 tourism facilities can be damaged or lost by sea level rise. That is a body blow to Caribbean tourism that would set us back decades, if not bring the industry to its knees entirely.
Minister Gonzalez said adaptation is the solution if Caribbean countries are going to continue to rely on tourism. He said such adaptation measures include stronger buildings, shoreline stability planning, and the creation of barriers against sea level rise, as well as the creation of necessary business adaptation models. The Economic Planning Minister further stated that there is a role for the hotel industry and other stakeholders to get involved. He said the education of tourists on issues relating to climate change and structured conversations between private and public partners on the cost of resilient structures are necessary solutions.
Governments put a tax on or a tariff onto a tourist ticket, their stay, $2 a night, $5 a night, and the industry predictably responds angrily. What are you doing? We're already uncompetitive. Why are you putting another tax on this thing? But if we don't, you're going to lose your beach, you're going to lose your hotel, you're going to lose your business. So we need to have a conversation as equals about what it's going to cost to protect our coastline and where we're going to find that money, because it's not going to happen for free. It's not going to happen on the cheap.
The bleaching of coral reefs, the spread of mosquito-borne diseases are associated with climate change, and Minister Gonzalez called on all stakeholders to work together to address this issue.
There is no such thing as drought tourism. There's no such thing as you should have been here 10 years ago, it was really nice tourism. There's no such thing as mosquito tourism. Yeah? There's no such thing as dive tourism without coral reefs, or fishing tourism without fish, or beach tourism without beaches. And that is where we are. Let's not wait till 2050 to say, oh my God, what are we going to do with tourism in the Caribbean now it's disappeared? We have to plan now, we have to strategize now, and we have to see what is realistic and what is feasible in partnership with the government, with our communities.
During the last 2 days, the delegates at the conference examined a wide range of factors which affect the tourism industry, and it is hoped that the conference is a stepping stone towards building a stronger, resilient tourism industry region-wide. For SVG-TV's Evening News, I am Bavin Oliver.
Some of the local and regional delegates at the conference said the discussions held over the last 2 days were quite informative and presented several unique approaches to help develop the tourism product in their respective countries and region-wide. Many of them also applauded the presentation made by Minister of Finance Camilo Gonzalez and agree that more must be done to address climate change and its impact, and spoke of their own solutions to the issue.
I am here today because we have an alliance with the Caribbean Tourism Organization to promote sustainable tourism through our program, which is a traveler's health program, where we are looking at capturing illnesses and health issues that impact on a traveler so that we can address them very quickly before they spread and you have negative consequences that may arise. This conference is very important. We just had a thought-provoking speech from the Minister of Finance from St. Vincent that really talks about the impact of climatic change on our tourism industry. Tourism is our mainstay, and the fact that 60% of our hotels are located in the coastal region, a hurricane and the impacts of that rising sea level can be detrimental to our tourism industry. So we really have to ban as a region, to put measures to mitigate that.
The tourism sector is very dependent on the availability of fresh water. With a changing climate as well, or global warming, and you have an increase in temperature, we will need more cooling facilities. So I think some of the issues that he brought to the front really were thought-provoking, and it is really expedient that we as a tourism sector, from across the Caribbean, look at a strategy to safeguard our home, the region, to ensure that it is, a safe and climate resilient region that will continue to be globally competitive and attract visitors in the longer term.
Well, I'm glad you asked the question, because once a teacher, I was a teacher. I came from a teaching background, and young people are always so excited about the arts. So maybe I can use this initiative of using the arts to get the message across, to protect, conserve and protect our environment. Use it through dance, drama, spoken word. So I will take upon myself to do my part and use the arts to bring the message across that climate change is real, and we, as young as we are, as old as we can get, have to make a difference to protect our environment, lovely, blessed homeland, St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
CARIFESTA 2019 was a fascinating experience. So says Officer of Operational Control in the Ministry of Tourism and Culture, Maxine Brown, who was in charge of the dancing component of SVG's presentation at CARIFESTA 14 in Trinidad. Brown said the overall experience was memorable and the team delivered spectacularly. She said SVG came in for high commendation from their original counterparts.
But when we got to Tobago, they were prepared. Our liaison officers were ready. The bus was ready. They had a special sign marked Team SVG, and we were so proud. We got to the hotel, and it was all prepared for us, and it was really nice. We enjoyed the hotel experience, and we got the chance to deliver our entire production in Tobago, and it was so memorable. It was such awe to them. They highly commended us, and of course, like SVG-TV, we had a lot of interviews, and so to put it simple, SVG was highly bigged up, and we are proud of our experience in Tobago. So I must say, hip hip hooray for Carry Festa 2019. I also must add, before my colleague speaks, that I want to, at this time, thank the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines for investing in the arts. An investment in the arts is an investment in the youth. An investment in the youth is an investment in the future. Kudos to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, my blessed homeland. Thank you for the experience.
Hospitality officer with the SVG Tourism Authority, Marlon Joseph, who was also part of SVG's delegation to the event, agreed that Carry Festa 14 was a fascinating one. Joseph said that he was also amazed by the tremendous interest shown in Destination SVG.
There's a lot of active interest in the destination, and that was expressed in different ways, where persons would come, for instance, and they would be happy to identify with St. Vincent and the Grenadines because of some ancestral connection, because their grandparents or great-grandparents were from St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And there were those who came to boast about having been to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and how excellent the experience was and how much they're looking to coming back. And then there were those who came who have St. Vincent and the Grenadines on their bucket list. So there were really a lot of active interest in the destination, and we were happy to have been there and represented St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And as I said, given that the kind of interest having been expressed, I am looking forward, for instance, to Vinci Mass next year, that many Trinidadians would be coming, and also for the end of this year, many of them would be coming also to take part in our indigenous festival, 9 Mornings.
SVG was represented at Carry Festa 14 by a 60-member strong contingent. In other news, St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Dominica were the only two Caribbean community CARICOM countries to vote on Wednesday against a resolution on the human rights situation in Venezuela. Nicaragua also joined SVG and Dominica in voting against a resolution that was approved by the Permanent Council of the Organization of American States. 5 CARICOM member states were among 7 that also abstained from the vote. Those abstaining were Barbados, Belize, Bolivia, Mexico, St. Kitts and Nevis, Suriname, and Trinidad and Tobago. The OAS said Antigua and Grenada, as well as Uruguay, were absent from the vote. The Bahamas, Guyana, Haiti, Jamaica, and St. Lucia were among 21 countries which voted in favor of the resolution. The OAS said the Permanent Council approved the resolution, which strongly condemns what it calls the grave and systematic violations of human rights in Venezuela, including the use of torture, illegal and arbitrary detentions, extrajudicial executions, forced disappearances, and the denial of the most basic rights and necessities, especially those related to health, food, and education. According to the OAS, the resolution demands an independent and credible investigation that makes it possible to bring the perpetrators and masterminds of the human rights violations to justice. The Ministry of Health received another major donation of medical supplies and food items. This and other stories coming up when we return with more local news. Stay with us.
The local news sponsored in part by Flow.
Death is a fact of life. Even though death is a fact of life, that doesn't make it any easier. When dealing with the loss of a loved one, You may try to be strong, but it's really hard sometimes. But that's just when the experience of the staff at New Haven Funeral Home can demonstrate their compassion and help to guide your family through the difficult time. So in your time of loss, call the New Haven Funeral Home at 457-1830 or 458-1467 or email newhavenfuneralhome@gmail.com. New Haven Funeral Home, SVG's preferred funeral home.
Star Limited is now located on the third floor of the first St. Vincent Bank building. They have extended their range of products and furniture, including patio sets, closets, shoe casing, beds and mattresses, TV cabinets, and kitchen cupboards, just to name a few of their luxurious pieces, all at unbelievable prices. Don't just take my word for it. Check them out upstairs the first St. Vincent Bank building. And don't forget, they still have the best in windows, doors, burglar bars, rails, and vanities. Sea Star Limited, where quality and style is our motto.
In your hand, yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for life, a brand new house. Set for life, a brand new car. Set for life, $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life, did your day done set? Set for life, December 28th. Set for life, check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life, live all of your dreams. Be a winner, turn your keys. Set for life.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktops, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. Medical supplies, food items were handed over today to the Ministry of Health and Wellness from the St. Matthias Charities, Inc. at a handed over ceremony at Stubbs Polyclinic. Today, the St. Matthias Charities, Inc. is an organization based in New York which has been donated to SVG's healthcare system yearly since 2012. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment, Cuthbert Knights, expressed gratitude to the organization, noting that it has been a very loyal and dedicated donor.
This is a very hard-working man, and this is a gentleman and a pastor who gives of himself. He is not only the founder of St. Matthias Charities, Inc., but he has been toiling for years now. His organization was able to make available to St. Vincent and the Grenadines in excess of 11 to 12 containers, 40-foot containers of medical supplies. And I can say to you that, thank you very much. I can say to you that by no stretch of the imagination, this is not an easy task. And I can say to you that on this trip, they have made available to us a number of medical items, from strollers to walkers to drip stands to examination tables, medical crash carts, just too numerous to mention. And in addition, on this mission, they have also made available food supplies, which will be made available to other agencies of the state, and also much needed back to school supplies.
Area Representative and Minister of National Mobilization, Frederick Stevenson, also thanked the organization for the donation, which includes medical supplies, some of which will go to the Stubbs Polyclinic.
These medical supplies and food stuff and bags and other items to be sent to St. Vincent and the Grenadines is not an easy thing. You've heard Mr. McBarnett said they host barbecue, they host a dinner, they host other fundraising events, and that is important. And we are thankful to all the persons who have contributed to ensuring that these medical supplies come here to St. Vincent and more importantly here at Stubbs. I know that the staff here are very caring and hard-working staff. They go beyond the call of duty many times. If I hear a little problem at Stubbs, you know, I'd call the polyclinic and find out if that is so. And they've always been a very helpful staff here at Stubbs. And I know that the medical supplies that are going to be distributed and handed over this morning, that they're going to take very good care of them to make sure that they're put to the best use possible.
Minister Stevenson urged persons who will benefit from the donation to appreciate them and take much care of the items. President of the St. Matthias Charities, Inc., Robert McBarnett, pledged to make the Stubbs Polyclinic the best in SVG. McBarnett said he has been making donations to the Stubbs community since 2011 and that the idea of having a larger charity organization comes from a doctor at the Stubbs Polyclinic, Wendy Gordon Jack. He said from this advice, he decided to come together with his wife and friends from New York and start raising funds so that they can donate much needed medical supplies and other items, not only to the Stubbs Polyclinic, but other medical facilities here in SVG.
So from 2012 to now, we brought in 11 40-foot containers into St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In 2015, I'll go back a little bit. In 2012, Sister Inol Smart, who is one of our members on the ground here, I saw her somewhere. She was the acting hospital administrator at that time. We brought in endoscopy/colonoscopy machine to do endoscopy. That machine is $100,000 US for that piece of equipment. It's in use right now in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In 2015, I had a conversation with my bishop here who went to do an EKG test. And after that conversation, I said to him, look, Bishop, we're going to get on board. EKG machine is going to be our priority. We have a long list of St. Matthias Charities, Inc. And it grows daily because every time we get requests, we put it on a list and we try to fulfill that request.
McBarnett said that they have also donated EKG machines to the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and it is their intention to have at least one EKG machine at every medical facility in SVG.
So we said, look, we believe that in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, every hospital should have an EKG machine. Every clinic and every polyclinic. So we went out and we sourced two. We hand over two to the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. We did one for Chateaubriand Hospital, one to the Levi Latham Hospital, one to Georgetown Hospital, one to the Union Island Hospital in Union. And we did one here last year to the Stubbs Polyclinic, and we hand over one to the PS to place wherever they see that it's needed. So thus far, we brought in 8 EKG machines to St. Vincent and Grenadines.
He said that the organization is also trying to make donations across the region and is grateful to all the persons who have been helping to get these supplies.
We brought in 5 stretchers, 2 examination tables. We brought a lot of food, lots of medical supplies like gauze, syringes, IV poles, medication carts. We brought also some waiting chairs for the Ministry of Health. We brought in 24-seat chairs, 6 four-seaters. They were too big to bring here. The PS will distribute them where he feels that is the best suitable place to put them. Just to give you a backdrop of St. Matthias Charities, Inc. From 2012 to now.
Members of the organization will also be handing out school supplies at the Dixon Methodist School this weekend. And Minister of Health and the Environment Luke Brown said that if there were more entities like the St. Matthias Charities, Inc., it will be a lot more easier to administer health care in SVG.
Several tens of thousands of US dollars worth of supplies, and they're giving us things that we need. You know, sometimes you might have an entity interested in making a donation, and they pick up any kind of scraps and see if they could send that to you and call that a donation. They are in tune with us to the point where their donation is informed by the things that we need in the health system. Their donation is based on a wish list that we ourselves put together for them, and that makes a difference. And it's going to make a difference in a community like Stubbs, in a clinic like this Stubbs Polyclinic, where we do a wide range of services, different services. If you want to get your eyes checked, you could come to the Stubbs Polyclinic. If you want your checkup after childbirth, you could come to the Stubbs Polyclinic. If you want to perform consultations, you could come to the Stubbs Polyclinic. If you want to see a dentist and to check out your teeth, you could come to the Stubbs Polyclinic. If you get a cut in the field and you want to make sure it is dressed and it is properly taken care of, you could come to the Stubbs Polyclinic.
In other news, 2 Vincentian Gospel recording artists have been nominated in the UK-based Gospel Explosion Awards 2019 for Best International Artist of the Year. They are Gary Bino, aka GB, and Hayden Bilingi. The GX Awards is a United Kingdom-based platform that celebrates personalities in the gospel TV media, music, and community sectors. In an interview with SVG-TV News, Bilingi said he is quite happy with the nomination.
I am very elated to be nominated internationally. I mean, it's a good feel to see an island boy, a country boy, you know, is being recognized internationally for his work, his music. Man, it has been a tremendous ride. God has been extremely good to me. He has opened doors I never thought possible. I performed in the UK, ministered in Miami, in Chicago, and even in Holland. So I am really, really amazed at what God can do once you avail yourself to Him. So we submitted the nominations about a month ago, and to my surprise, I saw my name on the list. And it's not just me alone, but also Gary Bino, aka GB, a Vincentian rapper, who was also nominated in the category of Best International Artist.
Bilingi and Bino both are represented by ACT City Entertainment Management Agency, and they are encouraging the Vincentian public to vote for them online in the category they have been nominated.
We are just asking Vincentians to vote, because without your votes, we won't be able to come up to the place where we can get this award. So we are asking you to vote in all of your numbers. And you can vote multiple times. Voting is online. You can go to www.gxawards.org. It's Gospel Explosion Awards. So it's gxawards.com. It is definitely a step in the right direction for my career. I see this as a door opener for greater things to come. When you are announced as an international artist, and when you're announced as a winner of an international award, it does open doors for you and gives you the credential you need to advance in the music industry. So I'm very excited about this.
The voting period for the GX Awards closes on September 11th, with the award ceremony slated for September 22nd in Birmingham, London. And that brings us to the end of the local segment of the news. We heard that Jamaica turns to Cuba to ease nurse shortage. This from the region. When we return, stay with us.
That was the local news segment.
The Ever-Ready Funeral Home at French's is your friend in times of grief. With over 40 years experience, they are prepared to take care of all your funeral arrangements. Embalming, lowering device service, grave mattresses, carpeting, vaults, tombs and wreaths. Arrangements for television obituaries. Cremation is available upon request. Ever-Ready Funeral Home offers the finest in caskets and coffins, local and imported. So, in your time of need, call Ever-Ready Funeral Home at any time. 456-1494. Ever-Ready Funeral Home, offering service above self.
Juicy, juicy, drink today. Juicy, juicy, same great taste. Juicy, juicy, the original drink. It's a Vinci thing. Get your red and banana, pineapple, juicy cola, orange or apple. Juicy for you and for your neighbor. It's a Vinci thing. Enjoy it juicy, the original Vinci thing. Juicy.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
LA Unique Upholstery. Quality at a low cost. We build to suit your needs. Contact us at Redemption Shops 457-0182 or Stony Grungs 453-2089.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
The regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
Welcome back. In our news from the region now, we hear that come September, more than 130 Cuban nurses will be temporarily placed in Jamaica's health sector. This is in response to the continuing migration of Jamaican nurses. Jamaica's Health Minister, Dr. Christopher Tufton, made the announcement at a news briefing on Tuesday. We hear more in this report.
Dr. Christopher Tufton announced that an additional 130 nurses will be joining the workforce within the next month. He says the nurses were identified through a recruitment program in partnership with the Cuban government. The Nurses Association of Jamaica, NAJ, earlier this year said its members were struggling to keep up with the workload as more than 60% of accident and emergency care nurses have migrated. The NAJ added that drastic measures would have to be considered to address the looming crisis with the shortage of personnel. But speaking yesterday, Dr. Christopher Tufton said what was needed was a greater level of partnership to fill the gaps in the country's medical services.
If you have a global demand that is pulling people out of the system, 550 last year, and you have a demand for health services in the public space that the entire country depends on, you either bring some in or your services are going to be totally deprived of the services of those persons.
Questions were also raised about the remuneration of nurses coming into the country compared to that of local nurses.
Sometimes there's a misunderstanding around whether the nurse benefits more than a nurse here in Jamaica. There's no doubt that there's a cost, and very understandably so, to recruiting and relocating someone from their country.
He says the ministry's recruitment to address the demand for nurses in Jamaica is not confined to Cuba. The government has already started partnerships with China and the United Kingdom to train nurses and is now in consultations with Nigeria. Dr. Tufton added that the government is making efforts to retain more of the nation's nurses by addressing some of the challenges they face.
There are other things around nurse retention, like housing, that I will speak to more over the next month, but we are developing a program to improve housing accommodation for nurses. Our nurses are the most consistent personnel in a hospital, and they tend to work longer hours than most, including late hours. And sometimes when they have to move around, the whole issue of personal security is a big issue.
He added that other programs to train more nurses will be explored in order to reduce the effects of brain drain if some nurses opt for migration. Herman Green.
In Trinidad and Tobago, the head of the UWI St. Augustine Law Faculty says the country's sedition law is being misused. Rosemary Bell Antoine says lately a disturbing pattern has been forming where this arcade but serious criminal offense is being used to muzzle dissenting voices, and that, she says, could spell bad news for democracy. We have more in this report.
Sedition is a really old law. How old? Well, it was created at the time of kings and queens. You see, it was a way of protecting the monarchy, which was seen as infallible and immune to criticism and revolts. You see, by the law enacted in 1920 in this country, a seditious intent promotes hatred or contempt against the government or justice system. And if it's starting to sound familiar, it's because lately that allegation has been associated with outspoken individuals like Sat Maharaj and recently Watson Duke. But there's a debate over what constitutes sedition and what counts as free speech. And who draws the line?
This one is ripe for political distortion.
The head of the law faculty at UE believes in recent months there's an emergent pattern with the use of the sedition law.
Somebody seems to have gotten into their heads that it's appropriate. And I'm saying I don't think it's appropriate.
And she believes such a serious offense is being misused.
This is a very dangerous direction, in my view, to go down. We don't need to be bringing in sedition. I do not think we have examples as of now of persons really trying to overthrow the state, overthrow a government.
And the law faculty head says given this country's culture, if this pattern continues, it will hurt free speech.
If you create a climate of fear where people are afraid to speak out, as we are accustomed doing, then it's a chilling effect, and that undermines and can help destroy a democracy. You're a journalist. Would you think twice?
She did not want to comment specifically about the Watson Duke situation and said while some people may not like what's being said, that does not mean it's sedition.
Meanwhile, it has been reported that TNT Director of Public Prosecutions, Roger Gasper, has reportedly advised the police to charge Public Service Association President Watson Duke with sedition. And that brings us to the end of the regional news. Italy's Conte secures backing to form new coalition government. This from the international scene. When we return, stay with us.
That was a regional news segment sponsored by Massey Stores SVG Limited.
Massey Stores Pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Massey Stores Pharmacy. Where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
At RE/MAX, we know you want to sell your property at top dollar and as fast as possible. To help you sell at top dollar, all of our agents are trained to negotiate the highest possible price for your property. And to sell as fast as possible, our agents can access over 120,000 agents around the globe, which results in more potential buyers. This is why nobody in the world sells more real estate than RE/MAX. Contact your RE/MAX agent today and get your property sold.
Quality products, quality care, low prices, great customer service, all at Q-Care Pharmacy. Q-Care leads the way, providing all your pharmaceutical needs, a variety of personal care products, and so much more. Located on Halifax Street. Telephone number 451-2690. Q-Care Pharmacy, where the Q stands for quality.
26 retail shops and restaurants open now for your convenience. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal. It's a great venue to rent for functions. Secure parking, great and beyond. At the cruise ship terminal. At the cruise ship terminal.
Convenient parking at the Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal and the Geese Compound. The Kingstown Cruise Ship Terminal has 26 retail shops and restaurants with a variety of food offerings. A great secure venue for your function with a great ambience. Also, we offer lock storage service. The Cruise Ship Terminal. Convenience for you.
At the cruise ship terminal. The cruise ship terminal.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
SVG-TV International News segment sponsored in part by Careers Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I don't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Careers Distribution Limited.
Let's go further afield now. Giuseppe Conte will continue as the Prime Minister of Italy after his five-star movement and the Democratic Party agreed to put aside their differences and join forces to form a new government. The development comes about 2 weeks after the far-right League Party sparked a political crisis by exiting the coalition government, hoping to seize power. As we hear in this report, the surprise partnership puts an end to the first post-war populist government in Western Europe.
Seismic shift in Italy's political landscape. The established centre-left Democratic Party and Italy's anti-establishment five-star movement have agreed to put aside their differences and join forces to form a government. The outgoing Prime Minister, political independent Giuseppe Conte, who resigned last week, returns to the top job.
It will be a government for the good of the citizens, a government which will help modernise the country and make our nation more competitive internationally, but also more just, more supportive and more inclusive.
The surprise partnership puts an end to the first post-war populist government in Western Europe. Italian politics imploded earlier this month when Deputy Prime Minister Matteo Salvini withdrew his League party from its turbulent alliance with the Five Star Movement. The right-wing firebrand had hoped to exploit his party's popularity to trigger snap elections and become Prime Minister. If successful, it could have led to the creation of a fully far-right government. But the plan spectacularly backfired. Salvini is furious, accusing Brussels, Berlin and Paris of plotting against him.
We've been direct and honest with the President, to whom we've expressed bewilderment. The bewilderment not just of our party, but of millions of Italians looking on at this ridiculous political show, a game of power that's been going on for days between the Democratic Party and the Five Star Movement.
Salvini's drawn fierce criticism and won support for his crackdown on boats trying to bring stranded migrants to Italy, putting relations with other EU members under strain. He described African refugees as an army of benefit thieves and criminals. Once the most influential man in government, Salvini's now the most powerful man in opposition, and the League still remains the country's most popular party. The new coalition is united against a common enemy.
Well, that's the news. Sports is just ahead, but before that, let's take a look at the local weather forecast.
SVG-TV International News segment was sponsored in part by Caress Distribution Limited.
You like doing laundry, right? Nah, I didn't think so. The stains? Oh, nightmare. Thanks to the new Tropic Fresh laundry detergent, doing laundry is now hassle-free. Tropic Fresh removes dirt, cuts through stains, leaves your whites whiter, and your colors brighter. Tropic Fresh has antibacterial agents that kills germs present in your clothing. It's gentle on hands, and the smell? Longer, fresh fragrance. Available in original and lemon scents and in various sizes. Tropic Fresh laundry detergent. Agents and distributors, Caress Distribution Limited.
The weather report sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They came General Hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the General. So don't let them fool you. General Hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the General beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the General. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
The local weather forecast, it is cloudy. Winds northeast at 11 kilometers per hour. Temperature is 28.0 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 82%. The barometric pressure is 1012.3 millibars. 24-hour rainfall 6.8 millimeters. Today's maximum temperature is 29.8 degrees Celsius. Today's minimum temperature is 27.9 degrees Celsius. Sunset today at 6:17 p.m. Sunrise tomorrow at 5:53 a.m. The forecast, it is fair to occasionally cloudy with a few scattered showers, mainly after midnight. The synopsis, a surface to mid-level trough is approaching the island.
The weather report was sponsored in part by General Hardware, Budgemart Limited.
Bebin, the diaper made with the very best for the very best. Keeps up with them on the go. With a wetness indicator, Bebin keeps your child dry and happy. For quality and affordability, choose Bebin every time.
Bebin Premium.
A funeral is considered as the last goodbye. The memories are for you, the family and loved ones. Joseph the Silver Senior Memorial Funeral Home sympathizes and understands the grieving process. They go the extra mile, offering counseling, private funeral, chapel service, night viewing and church service, along with other services expected at a professional funeral home. Visit the office at Mesopotamia. A warm, modern, and customer-friendly environment awaits you. Joseph the Silva Senior Memorial Funeral Home, offering affordability in time of need. We are here. We care.
SVG-TV Sports, sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents Eagles Lodge, an attractive triple apartment residence. Each floor boasts a large kitchen, spacious bedrooms with en-suites, open living areas, and private entrances and balconies. This 23,000 square foot treed property is fully fenced with a private gated entrance. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or call our offices in Diamond, 784-456-2016.
Welcome to the Evening Sports. We hear that while all the attention has been focused on the West Indies' lukewarm batting performances, bowling coach Corey Collymore is eyeing consistency in the bowling department as the regional side aims to level the two-match series against India in the second test at Sabina Park starting tomorrow. The regional side slumped to a 318-run defeat in the first test in Antigua, dismissed for 222 in their first innings and 100 in their second, after India batting first registered scores of 297 and 343 for 7 declared. This as pacer Kemar Roach, who captured 4 first innings wickets, and spinner Roston Chase with 4 in the second innings produced superb bowling efforts in the cause. Those performances saw both players making moves in the International Cricket Council's bowling rankings. While lauding both Roach and Chase on the move, Collymore pointed out that the second test represents another opportunity for those bowlers to once again show their class. Collymore, who played 30 tests and 84 one-day internationals for West Indies, believes the team has the potential to upstage India, but will have to make significant improvements in all departments. In tennis now, we hear that Serena Williams fought back from a set down to beat American teenager Cathy McNally in an entertaining late-night match at the U.S. Open. Williams took control midway through the second set to win 5-7, 6-3, 6-1. The 23-time Grand Slam champion will play Czech Karolina Muchkova or Taiwan Hai Su-wing in the third round. Meanwhile, in the men's singles, Roger Federer came from a set down to beat Damir Zohor 3-6, 6-2, 6-3, 6-4 to reach the U.S. Open third round. The world number 3 hit 17 unforced errors in losing the first set, but the Swiss 5-time champion dominated the remainder of the match to defeat the Bosnian. A victory for the 38-year-old sets up a third-round match against either Britain's Dan Evans or Frenchman Lucas Paulet at Flushing Meadows. And defending champion Novak Djokovic battled through a shoulder injury to make the U.S. Open third round with a win over Argentina's Juan Londero. The top seed needed treatment 3 times, but still went on to win 6-4, 7-6, 7-3, 6-1. Here at home, SVG won 4 gold, 3 silver and 2 bronze medals at last weekend's International Karate Caribbean Cup in Guyana. The gold medals were won by Kareem Valentine in the Kaka and the Kumit boys 12 to 15 year age group. Chazelle Isaacs in the Carter women's 20 to 39, McQueen Marquette in the boys 9 to 11 age group. Chazelle Isaacs won silver in the Carter Women's 20 to 39 years. Also winning silver medals were Claude Bascom Jr. in the men's 20 to 39 Cumit and Zalika Henry in the girls' 12 to 15 years Cumit. Bronze medals were won by Zalika Henry in the girls' 12 to 15 years and Richard Days in the boys' 12 to 15 years. Vincentian Allen Burke and Claude Bascom Jr. Received special awards at the championships. Burke was awarded the Pioneer Hall of Fame medal, while Bascom Jr. was presented with the Instructor or Coach Hall of Fame award. The evening sports will continue in a moment. Stay with us.
My sister's pharmacy is the one for you. Is the one for you. We have competitive prices for your prescriptions too. We have 10% off for seniors, children under 3. We're here for your convenience. Prescription services. Leave your prescriptions while you shop. And our professional pharmacists will help you out. Massey Stores Pharmacy, Massey Stores Pharmacy, where your health is your wealth.
Located at Massey Stores, Kingstown. Contact us at 453-9112.
It's here, the family of EC Polymer Notes, our new money.
Here's what you can do to ensure your EC Polymer notes remain clean and last longer. Dry wet notes with cloth or paper towel. Wipe soiled notes with a damp cloth. You can carry your notes in your wallet, purse, or pocket. However, avoid creasing, crumpling, or stapling your polymer note. If by accident your polymer note gets tumbled in the washing machine or dryer, you can take out the creases by smoothing the note with your hand. Do not iron your polymer note. New polymer notes may cling together. You can loosen them by tapping the notes against a hard surface or shuffling them.
EC Polymer Notes, our new money. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
Let's face it, things don't always go according to plan. Sometimes things go wrong, and sometimes things break. So whether you're a beginner or a pro, Gibson's Building Supplies has what you need. So it doesn't matter if it's heavy hardware or light hardware, we've got it all. So whether you can or you can't, we've got something you need. So come on in to Gibson's Building Supplies today.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Welcome back. In more sporting news now, we hear that Vincentians, Arian De Freitas and Alex Joachim recorded best personal times in their respective events at the just concluded World Junior Swimming Championships in Budapest, Hungary. In the boys 15 to 18 category, Arian De Freitas swam personal best times in the 50 meters freestyle in 25.21 seconds, the 50 meters butterfly in 28.15 seconds, and the 100 meters freestyle in 56.94 seconds. De Freitas also competed in the 100 meters butterfly, in which he swam 1 minute 8.62 seconds. Joachim recorded all personal best times in his events and in the process broke several national records. He did personal best times in the 100 meters butterfly with a time of 58.85 seconds, which set a new national record for boys 15 to 16 years. In the 50 meters backstroke in 29.03 seconds, also a new national record in the 50 meters freestyle in 24.60 seconds, also a new national record for the 15 to 16 age group, as well as national open record. Joachim also broke the national record in the 50 meters butterfly with a time of 26.42 seconds. In the 200 meters breaststroke, Joachim finished in 2 minutes 31.15 seconds to break the national record for the boys 15 to 16 years and the national open record. His time of 54.29 seconds in the 100 meters freestyle was also a national record for boys aged 15 to 16, as well as a national open record. Joachim did 31.35 seconds in the 50 meters breaststroke for a personal best time, while in the 200 meters butterfly he did a time of 2 minutes 17.11 seconds to break the national record and the national open record in the event. The World Junior Swimming Championship featured the world's best swimmers between the age of 15 and 18 for boys and 14 to 17 for girls. A Jaron McDowell goal gave Chapman's All-Stars a 1-0 victory over Combined Stars yesterday afternoon at the Diamonds playing field in the Acres Agri Diamonds Football Championship. Meanwhile, yesterday afternoon, Curtains United gained a 3-0 victory over Spring Village in the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines Highland Barley Football Championship at the Curtains playing field. And in the Rudy's Electrical Highland North Leeward Football Championship, 2 goals by ex-Aaron King and 1 from Adim Charles gave House of Graphics a 3-1 victory over Rose Hall yesterday afternoon at the Golden Grove playing field in Chateaubelair. Shangi Caesar converted the goal for Rose Hall. And that's how we end sport this evening. We'll be right back to wrap things up. Stay with us.
SVG-TV Sports was sponsored by Remax Results Realty.
Remax Results Realty proudly presents this lovely cul-de-sac home in Cane Garden, boasting a pool, large lot with loads of fruit trees, and a great sea view. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths up, and 2 bedrooms, 3 baths on the ground level, 2 spacious kitchens, and so much more. For additional information, we invite you to visit our website at svghomesandland.com or call our offices in Diamond at 784-456-2016.
Do you suffer from pain in your back, knees, or joints and need effective pain relief? Get your life back with Omega XL, a natural, safe, anti-inflammatory supplement. This small soft gel has up to 22 times more omega-3 free fatty acids than fish oil and is backed by 30 years of clinical research.
I can just tell you from my experiences, there's nothing like this Omega XL.
Live the life you deserve and get the relief you need. Get Omega XL now at your local pharmacy.
Fridges, cookers. We make your life so easy. Just come in and see us. A wide range of furniture. Right here at Singer. Affordable beds and mattresses. Right here at Singer. Washing machines to make your laundry clean and fresh. Singer is a family store that gives you the best hire purchase deals. Right here at Singer. We'll outfit your home. Right here at Singer. The #1 family store. It's us with Singer.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz-ready finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.
Now for a second look at the headlines. Government minister tells local and regional tourism stakeholders that urgent adaptation measures must be taken to combat climate change, which threatens the survival of the region's tourism industry. Jamaica turns to Cuba to ease nurse shortage. Italy's Conte secures backing to form new coalition government. And in sports, West Indies bowling coach hoping for consistency as the regional side aims to level 2-match series against India. On behalf of all of us here at SVG-TV, thanks for viewing. I am Rochelle Baptiste. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page for a recap of the news and the daily headlines. Also tune in for SVG-TV News in 15 at 12:45 p.m. weekdays. Have a good evening.
Listen, the big hardware stores have been ripping off Vincentians for years with their high prices. They're doing general hardware with the lowest prices ever in SVG. Now, the big guys are scrambling to drop their prices, but they still can't beat the general. So don't let them fool you. General hardware still has the best prices on lumber, plywood, and steel. And even with a sale, the general beats that too. So go on, compare prices. Then come to General Hardware and save dollars every day. Because nobody beats the general. Nobody. General Hardware Supplies, located next to Yvette's Pork City in Arnesville. Call 453-9000.
Search for Life is back again. Your favorite game. Win house and land. SUV plus 50 grand. 50 and 25 grand. Second and third price in your hand. Yeah. So play as much as you can. Monthly prices to be won. Set for life. A brand new house. Set for life. A brand new car. Set for life. $10 for a bet. Live your life with no regrets. Set for life. Did your day done set? Set for life. December 28th. Set for life. Check the lotto machine. Get set for 2019. Set for life. Live all of your dreams. Be a winner. Turn your own keys. Set for life.
Give your kids a new start this term with back-to-school deals from Quartz. Save big with great deals store-wide. Get desktop, laptops, tablets, backpacks, and so much more. Get it all now with Quartz Ready Finance with nothing down and nothing to pay for 30 days. Get a new start back to school with great deals from Quartz. Bringing value home.